Konnichiwa! Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of November 7th, 2021. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury. We're back after a week off.
Yes.
I guess technically it's 2 weeks if you think about the time in between.
True.
But
True. We weren't resting though with the Anna Fight show that we had to work.
That is correct. We've had it was a busy little period there.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Raucous crowd. Everybody had a good time. You'll be able to watch it soon on IWTV.
Yep. We can't wait to see that.
Give a full review on it after it does.
Yes. Yeah, we were planning. We're obviously going to do a review episode, but we don't want to spoil the IWTV broadcast because it's live to tape. Cool. So as soon as that comes out, we will release the details, as will Anna Fight Underground's personal Facebook. You can hear myself and the big dog on the table all night long, calling all the action, all the craziness.
Afternoon.
Hey. So we got a lot to talk about. It's been an eventful week in the world of professional wrestling. Eventful 2 weeks, I guess. A lot of bad news and a lot of people looking for work.
A lot of people out of work
at the moment, very, very soon. The biggest story is clearly WWE releasing another, 18 superstars.
18 superstars.
And then office staff and then some other people as well. And then the story, almost as big but not quite as recent, tales behind that is that Ring of Honor is going to go on hiatus in December. They're going to have their big final Fight for Honor. Is that what it is?
Final battle.
Final battle.
I think.
And then they're going to be on hiatus till April and have effectively released all of their talent from their contractual obligations. So we've got two new freshes of life on the independent wrestling scene from two completely different sources. Let's go over, I guess I'll pull it up, the list of releases.
All right. Well, most notably, you have the names of Keith Lee, Nia Jax, Ember Moon, Mia Yim, Oni Lorcan, several names, Frankie Monet, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett Bordeaux. I don't understand where that was going or where their heads are at there.
Yeah. A ton of their international talent.
Yes. A lot of NXT. B-Fab from Hit Row, who was just called up in the draft, is no longer employed with the WWE.
Trey Baxter, Zeta Ramir, Jesse Kamea.
Yeah, Jesse Kamea is a shock to me.
Yeah. Katrina Cortez, who was one of their top NXT alumni picks.
Didn't she wear a mask?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. Okay, she was in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Who else did we not? I'm going to go through the whole list again. That way we don't miss anybody here. Maya Yim, Lindsay Dorado, Grand Metalik, Harry Smith, who they hired back like 2 weeks ago. Katrina Cortez, Jeet Rama, Trey Baxter, Zayda Ramir, Jessica Maya, B-Fab, Oni Lorcan, and Scarlett Bordeaux.
And what I understand is Karrion Kross had just it was one of the two or three top names that released. Here we go.
Deal. The rest of the names: Nia Jax, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Ember Moon, Eva Marie, and Frankie Monet. So it's 19.
Eva Marie they just brought back in on a big deal.
Yeah.
Ember Moon was the one who just signed a new contract.
Yeah.
Like less than a month ago, and is now gone.
A lot of them were recent re-signees. I'll tell you which one really hurts or really sucks because we know her is Frankie Monet. Because she uprooted her entire career. She was promised, she was going to be a spearhead of the women's division on NXT before she got called up. And then she was going to be, in the main event with the likes of Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, blah, 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 blah. Did absolutely nothing with her. I think she wrestled outside of vignettes maybe 2 or 3 times live on NXT.
Maybe 3, maybe.
And did nothing with one of the top international women's prospects. Which, again, what a waste.
Here's the deal with also Nia Jax. We've been calling for the release of Nia Jax for about a year now.
I wouldn't say release, but we definitely wanted her to understand she was hurting people.
Which I guess now they're not going to have that problem anymore. But they released her while
she was on a leave of absence for mental health.
Mental health, asked for an extension, and the next day was released.
Unceremoniously.
That's not okay. You can't do that to people.
No.
especially somebody going through mental health issues to lose their job for asking for help.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound to me like the WWE's way that I've known them to do things.
Right. And now with Ring of Honor going on hiatus, it's one less big place people can go to work. Japan's still an option. The NWA is still an option. AEW, obviously, and Impact as well. Think about the names on the list who left Impact to pursue a career with the WWE. But the other turn to that is an influx of talent would be great for a place like the NWA.
Yes.
It'd be great for a place like Impact. Obviously, AEW is probably going to get first dibs on the likes of Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, the Maya Yim and Scarlett Bordeaux, respectively.
Basically, whoever they want.
Yeah. But it's not like the other wrestling promotions, AAA as well, and JPW. It's not like they're not getting recognition right now, and it's not like the business isn't hot.
True.
So outside of the influx for the smaller territories, it's also going to be a great influx for the indies. My thing, or I guess my biggest concern is, number one, I don't know how many independents will be able to support someone like Nia Jax, but honestly, I think AEW will wind up snagging her.
If not NWA, I believe.
Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, they're already picking up business in GCW, probably going to hit up AAA, CMLL, get back to the roots a little bit. But we're going to see some of the smaller independents get some really, one of the larger independent companies, some of them are going to get first dibs on a couple of talents.
Well, and with the whole, I know we hate using this term, but with the whole forbidden door,
it's forbidden.
There's a lot more options out there for people who are being released now.
Yeah.
To get work in multiple promotions, not just where they decide to fall.
That is really the beauty of it. Like we've been talking forever about the territory system returning. Fresh influx of hot talent that'll draw to generate more revenue for those companies.
Also true.
And you can see crossovers, which is always great for ratings, depending on what the crossover looks like.
Also, with the Women's Wrestling Federation on CBS coming into play, a lot of the talent that these girls have, Nia Jax included, as much as she's unsafe, she is talented.
And the Ring of Honor, the Women of Honor.
Yeah, you're going to have a place for a lot of that talent to go. Because let's face it, up until 2 years ago now, AEW's been in existence for 2 years.
Yeah,
going on 3.
2 years.
There was nowhere else to go.
No.
Like 3 years ago, there was nowhere else to go. If WWE let you go, you were done.
You could have gone to Impact.
You could have went to Impact, but at that time, Impact was worse than WWE at the time.
Yeah.
You had nowhere to go. Now the options out there, it's like Vince McMahon doesn't take, I guess, that into account, that there's other places for you to go.
Well, he never has. Even when Impact was the main competitor, we're not concerned about our competition. And that's clear because their ratings are tanking. They're releasing top stars, which is infuriating the already dwindling fan base that they have.
Yep.
However, he just made $250 million this quarter. So
also true.
Nuts. That's the thing. Why would you say it's budget cuts? I guess it is because you're gearing the company to look as profitable as possible by trimming all of the unnecessary talents or whatever. But then to publicly announce that you not only earned above the expected earning, but it was to the tune of $250 million. You can't walk around singing "Oh Brother, Spare a Dime."
No.
Like they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah. And
they've released like 116 talents or some shit between this year and last year's Black Wednesday. So what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it. It's a way to make them save face.
That chief financial officer, the quarterly, the woman who did the quarterly reporting, was so disgusted over the fact that the WWE made $250 million and released a bunch of people and fired employees that she resigned the next day.
Yeah,
like how? Okay, I was nice and chill. I was nice and calm. Now I'm coming back to reality. How in the world can you, during the pandemic, release so many people and say, well, we're not concerned because we've got, our stock options plus a $500 million cash asset that they could access at any time. You released a ton of people right then and there, and then you did another big release right after the world reopened, and now you're releasing an entire pool of people a month before Christmas.
Well,
you fucking corporate, heartless, soul-sucking, cock-sucking bastards.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, here's the deal with that, too. I just said on this broadcast, maybe a week ago, when the draft took place.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see who gets to cut, who gets to stay, and who gets to go in the next cut. I saw it coming.
He did.
Here's the deal. When I can see it coming.
Yeah.
When a fan, I'm in the business, I understand how the business works, so I guess maybe I've seen it a little easier than most. But even when I'm just like, oh, hey, we got a draft again. I wonder who's going to AEW this week. When you can call that, there's a problem.
Well, and there are always shakeups right around the time they do the quarterly reports.
Yep, you're going to have another big cut
in
probably
3 months.
Probably right before
the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, right after Christmas, right before the New Year.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have your normal every year cuts after Mania.
Now, the trade-off, though, is as we saw on Raw and have actually for the last couple of weeks here, Raw's getting longer, more competitive matches on TV, less promos, less garbage filling it out. So maybe the WWE really did just have too many people on it.
Well,
now here's my thought to that.
Okay.
They had too many employees. And I can understand cutting guys that aren't connecting with crowds because they've got a huge pool in NXT. They got to bring up young stars. So I get trimming the fat. But when you bring up guys like Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, who are holding down NXT, and make them all these promises about main roster status, and then to unceremoniously release them via a fucking shitty phone call from John Laurinaitis.
Text message.
Was it a text message?
It was a text message. He texted them that they were released.
The only reason
that was the leak that's been going around the internet is that the text message released, and here's the deal. They were so vague.
Yeah.
It was WWE
due to budget cuts.
Due to budget cuts, we regret to inform you that your status with the company is
a budget
no longer,
thing, kid.
It's a budget thing, kid. Maybe next week. Yeah, it's.
You know what? Their ratings are going to continue to tank because nobody wants to watch. Nobody can watch with their favorite stars.
No, here's the deal. Don't get me wrong. Maximus brought it up to what we were talking earlier off camera. Raw's show has been good.
Sure.
SmackDown Raw's been watchable for the first time.
For me, especially, it was I enjoyed.
Yeah,
I agree.
Raw.
Well, here's where I'm going with it. Yes, Raw's good. Also, if you look at the rosters, if you go right now and you open up who's still there on Raw and SmackDown, the rosters, even with these big names being cut, are still the Raw roster now has been better than it has been in the last 10 years.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You've got Bobby Lashley, Big E. You've got all these big level talents that have been built there for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And now they're actually getting to be at the forefront. And what people don't like change. Human beings don't like change. You just don't.
And wrestling fans really don't like seeing wrestlers get fired.
Yes. Well, but here's the deal. Also, when you can think of it as now there's more places out there.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, prime example. Drew McIntyre was fired by the WWE.
Yep.
After the 3MB. He left. He flew
too close to the sun.
He flew overseas and then started doing Impact.
Yep.
And now is a former two-time WWE champion.
Yep.
It just goes to show you the WWE isn't where you begin your career. The WWE is where you end your career.
Well, and here was the point that I was going to make a second ago. And this is just an example, right? So we already see a pretty consistent decline in interest in the WWE, especially as AEW continues to grow and as they continue to start really hammering home that they're a competitive brand. We see a steady decline, even if it's little by little, in WWE's ratings. You said Raw was really good this week, right?
It was.
We all agree on that, right? The releases happened on Thursday. So let's say, for an example, Raw happens on Monday. It's great. Nia Jax was on Raw, right? She didn't get drafted.
No, Nia Jax has been off TV as being injured.
Okay. But Nia Jax has 276,000 Twitter followers. Just an example of her social media engagement.
That's putting it mildly, probably.
No, that's I checked. I wanted to make sure so I can make this point. If Raw's sitting pretty at 2 million views right now, let's say on the off chance that 10,000 people who only watch the WWE for Nia Jax don't watch Monday night because they got the news she's released. Whether or not they tune in the following Monday or whether or not they decide, but I'm talking about the next Monday, they know for a fact their favorite wrestler is not on Raw. What's the point of watching? It's no longer 2 million views. Now it's 1.9.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
That's the difference of 100,000.
I get what you're saying.
So then let's factor in all the guys, all the college-age black guys who started watching Raw again because they saw Keith Lee. And they were like, son of a bitch, this guy's built like a football player. He can move. We fucking like him. We relate to him. Fuck yeah, Keith Lee. Finally getting to see some more black wrestlers on top. Keith Lee gets let go. Now we've got another small sect. What it does is these releases slowly eat away at their engagement. And it doesn't, obviously, I think 10,000 is a pretty extravagant number to consider.
I know.
But really, when you look at how many markets are they in, 176 right. International broadcasting capabilities, that's how many countries they broadcast to. That's not including internet engagement, YouTube, subsidiary channels that do reruns and shit like that. Personal interest pieces they get on ESPN, their TV shows, their documentary series, and their history engagement show on A&E and the History Channel. Yeah, you've got a ton of their media out there, but now the people that were selectively watching because they found wrestlers they can relate to, they're no longer watching because they don't give a shit.
Right. They watch because of that specific.
And that's going to be the WWE's continuous issue with these types of releases is that eventually, and obviously guys like Roman Reigns, safe. Seth Rollins, safe. Arguably, Drew McIntyre, Big E, all those guys are safe. Finn Balor's not safe.
No.
You can say what you want. He's not. He's a guy they can let go
and
easily.
He should be.
But guarantee you there were guys who only watched NJPW their entire wrestling careers that watched the WWE now strictly for Finn Balor. No Finn Balor, no X amount of fans there. They'll go back to the streaming service, and that's what they'll use exclusively to watch the NJPW stuff. And eventually, that's my point in that whole tangent was that's the problem they're facing, is they're going to continue to whittle away the roster for whatever reason. Already, you're putting a bad taste in people's mouths because you're firing people at crucial periods of time, which sucks when you're a company that big and we know you've got the money to keep them on staff.
Right.
Now you're taking away my favorite wrestler too, when I can just wait to watch the wrestling on Wednesday night when I've got a night off and I'm not playing catch up and I can watch Eddie Kingston and CM Punk cut a promo like they just cut. Why in the fuck? Well, yeah, it's super cool that Ricochet can get kicked in midair. I can see guys get kicked in midair on the other show.
Yeah.
So they're doing it to themselves. It's not like the network's telling them they have to prove themselves to make more money.
Right.
It's not like their sponsors or their quarterly shareholders are complaining when they're consistently doing above numbers and everybody's making money. It's strictly Vince McMahon, either A, listening to the wrong people, B, not having enough control. And he might remember there are times he didn't know guys were getting cut that were getting cut.
Yeah.
So what? He's leaving it up to all these fucking goons, or he's doing it on purpose, which continues the narrative that either he's too old, he's too out of touch, or he really is just a giant piece of shit. Nobody wants to watch a show created by a guy who's too old, a guy who's out of touch, or a guy who's probably a giant piece of shit.
Vince McMahon does nothing without thinking about it from every angle.
Yeah.
People could say he's as out of touch as he is, but like I said, talking with you and Maximus earlier, he's single-handedly replenishing the talent for other companies right now.
I don't want to get shot, but here, let me piss you off and hand you a loaded gun.
Right, exactly. Let me hand you the gun, and now with these next round of releases, let me show you how to cock it. Yeah. Here's the deal. The indies, they can come. Yeah, they sure can. We'll take everybody in a fight.
Well, we can't afford everybody in a fight. We can afford. There might be a guy or two we can afford. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Could happen.
They can afford it. I don't fund
one
that.
One would never know. But no, it's.
I know. Suck on that hard candy, kids.
But no, there's going to be territory. We're going back to the territory, days, gentlemen. Strap in, because it's going to be an interesting ride.
What we need is another American sports mogul, or even an international sports mogul, to create some pop-up companies that can be competitive on smaller networks.
Billy
Corgan could be, if he could get a legit. I mean, Fight TV, I guess, is a legitimate streaming.
It is now because everything is streaming now.
Could you imagine, NWA on like
ABC?
I was going to say AMC. or like or TCT, Turner, or the Classic Channel, or something that would be it's reminiscent to the days of the NWA.
Well, and also you still have that.
How about those random sports networks that replay old AWA? They still do it today.
You're talking about like ESPN Classic,
like fucking go there,
like the cheap seats.
Be the NWA there.
The ones that do the Universal Federation from Georgia or whatever. Yeah, I always used to watch those late at night. Yeah, no, there's plenty of content and plenty of stuff out there that these people aren't going to suffer for long.
No.
If you're good at your job and you can put on good matches, you have nothing to worry about. And then I'm looking at you now, Jax. Shape it up.
Yeah.
Shape it up. Because I'm telling you right now, CBS is not going to pay you the money. Tony Khan's not going to pay you the money to come in and hurt people.
I agree.
Tighten it up. It's not that she's not talented. No. She is great talent.
It's not that her larger stature and her physical style are a detriment. But Bret Hart said it for years. You can hit people hard. You just got to hit them safe.
You just got to be safe about it. Hardcore Holly was a prime example. He said, I hit stiff, but I hit in safe places.
I hit you in safe places, but I'm not going to go out there. And I love that about
he did beat the shit out of Matt Capelli.
Well,
rest in peace.
Sorry,
man. Other news here, it's kind of a downer also. Jon Moxley.
Yeah, man.
It's good to see that Jon Moxley has checked himself into rehab for alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
Due to them just having their first child together not that long ago, trying to straighten up his life.
Yeah.
Addiction is something that I strike serious about.
Same.
And
have to.
It's good to see somebody taking that extra step and being like, not being like, you need to go, being like, I need to go.
Yeah. There were periods I've been honest about it before. There were periods of time in my life where I couldn't do anything without some sort of alcohol in my system as either a comfort mechanism or something. So I completely understand it. I'm glad he's getting help.
CM Punk coming out and doing what he did on Wednesday night with the whole promo of we all stand behind Mox.
Yeah.
And this, that, and the other. That doesn't just go with the AEW locker room. That goes with wrestling fans all over the world. We stand behind Jon Moxley. And get sober, get safe, and get back in the ring. And
Tony Khan, immediately, you need help, go get it.
Yep.
You got a job waiting on you.
CM Punk was the perfect person
to
talk about it. He was the perfect person.
Yeah. Hey, what up, Nick? Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Hess, formerly Nick Steele, one of my old tag team partners, part of the Real Deal Sex Appeal, joins us.
That one dude you broke his collarbone that one time. That's who that is.
That ring broke his collarbone that time. I did live with him for 3 weeks, me and Jose Guerrero, though. And Nick would often come home from work to see Jose.
How were those gimmicks?
Not a joke. Hanging out on Nick's riding lawnmower. Just mowing grass.
Just a mowing it. Just a mowing.
Just mowing grass.
The Ric Flair of the Ric Flair is the long grass.
100% a true story.
Just
anyway,
mowing it.
It's enough about us. God damn you.
It was the ring, he says. You know, I'm just saying.
Anyway, where were we? Yeah, Mox.
Yeah.
That's really, and again, AEW not only supporting his decision, but supporting Punk using his time for their show as a platform to send a positive message was a really classy move.
It's a unity move.
Because Tony Khan could have just said, you know what, we need the TV time. Let's everybody just do it on social media. But no, he gave Punk full clearance to take a couple minutes and talk to the people seriously and very real. And then he called his best friend a bum on live television last week, which is just great.
Also, a couple it was last weekend before last, Mance Warner.
Yeah.
And Danhausen both out with broken legs, 2 matches apart from each other on the same card, same injury.
Yeah. I was going to do my Danhausen promo today, but since he's hurt, I don't think that sweetheart.
Sex appeal. But no.
Please.
Him and the thing for Danhausen is he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
He's got the fans and everything that support him so much that he's not going to. It sucks that it took place at this point in his career due to the fact that Ring of Honor just shut its doors.
Yeah.
That's where he was contracted, and now he's broke his leg and will be out of action for about 6 months. Yeah. Luckily for him, as for us, there's YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's huge on YouTube with his videos. He's going to be just fine. Mance Warner, on the other hand, Very good talent. Very good, talented worker.
Yep. Then he wrestled the
He's
Invisible Man.
going to be on the sidelines for 6 months.
Yeah.
During the boom.
Yeah,
of the
that's the
NDC.
shittiest part is in 6 months, we could
That's when I
see.
started to become a fan house.
Yep. See?
Jesus Christ.
That's right.
You know how you win a match against anybody. Danhausen said it best. You get down on one knee and you punch him in the groin. That's right. And then you win sacks of money. I'm a fan of Danhausen. Y'all say what you want.
I'm a fan house.
He's a fanhausen.
I'm a fan of how Danhausen networks and uses his gimmick. I'm a fan of that. What he does in ring and
He's
his,
a fan
and his
house.
decorum
He's a closet fanhausen.
entirely.
Because I want you to
separate
go
issues.
back. I want you to go back to about a year ago on these videos to where we would talk about Matt Riddle. And I just want you to know that in his hold on, in your own way, Danhausen is your Matt Riddle this year. And by the end of it, just like you said watching pay-per-view the other night, Matt Riddle really grew on me. Danhausen's growing on you, bro.
It's never going to
It's
happen
happening.
for you.
It's totally going to happen.
I've conceded.
To be a fan house.
I conceded
It's totally a fan.
that Orange Cassidy impressed me.
He did. Well, he was impressive.
I will not concede. I will
Yes,
die.
he will.
I will die alone on this hill because
Yeah.
people love Danhausen.
Yeah.
Die a
And
fan
I
house.
don't fault him for that.
It'd be a fanhausen.
And actually he is really good in
He
the
is
ring as
really
well.
good.
There's no criticism there. It's
He's
just
smart money, man.
it's
It's making money the smart way. If I could have made that kind of money and not bump like he doesn't bump, fantastic.
again, the dude's the best hustler in the game and,
For
and
sure.
the best professional. He's the best carny alive right now.
Oh yeah, he's totally
100%.
Totally a carny.
Good, like the positive side of being a carny.
Yeah.
Carny as far as like being able to make the money, being able to keep the fans entertained. That's what I mean by
Dude
carny,
broke
not
his
evil
leg
carny.
and the next day dropped a new shirt design on Pro Wrestling Tees that was him in crutches and a cast on his leg and said "Very injured, very evil." And that motherfucker is selling out
That's
today.
ridiculous to me.
today.
Here's okay. So I've already
Smart.
he's funny, he's relatable. I mean, I totally understand why other people enjoy it so much. It's just not
Now
mine.
here's the dad. Here's the thing. If you want to pick
I thought you
a
were gonna say
fight,
Dan the Dad for a second.
if you want to pick a fight,
Don't you fucking
I don't like Dan the Dad.
neither do
I can't stand him. But and some people are like, well, but isn't it kind of the same thing? No, it's not even close to being the same thing. That's like that, what was it, the Scoutmaster gimmick that one dude had on AEW Dark.
Yeah.
Where he come out as a scout leader and
Yeah.
had the thing around. No, stop it.
See, if we
Stop.
complain often that the WWE is going to revert back to gimmick land, but Warhorse, Danhausen, Orange Cassidy, other people are already doing it. Again, Warhorse, love his in. Okay, that's the part that maybe some people, because I love Warhorse, I love his whole shtick.
That's because you hate the Ultimate Warrior. That's why you like Warhorse,
that's
because
fair.
he's everything the Ultimate Warrior should have been.
He does
Everything.
He rules ass.
He does rule ass.
No,
His tag team that he was in, Warhausen, was really good. Was really good.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you have. They have their own comic book.
So
Adventures of the Booby Watcher.
I've mentioned it a couple of times. We got to talk about that CM Punk Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
Because good God. For those of you, I'll give you a quick rundown. Last week on Dynamite, while CM Punk is doing an interview with Tony Schiavone, Eddie Kingston comes to the back, irate due to his loss against Bryan Danielson in the tournament for the number one contendership.
Yes.
Him and Punk have words about him interrupting Punk. Punk then comes out the following. Oh, I'm sorry. That was last week on Rampage.
Yeah.
The following Wednesday, Punk comes out and makes the announcement about Mox. Kingston's not there because he's there with Mox, I think, getting checked in or whatever. Or maybe he just needed the personal day to process everything.
He was afraid that he had COVID.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was sick.
Didn't want to get Mox sick around his newborn.
So then we get them both in the ring this week. Punk calls Kingston out, and they immediately just start firing on all cylinders. Punk calls Kingston, blames Punk and Samoa Joe and all those guys for judging him about his weight and his work ethic. Punk calls him a bum. It says,
which is somebody like Eddie Kingston's like slapping his grandmother in front of him.
Man, the intensity.
So I told him that we saw all the potential in you.
Yeah,
and we pushed you, and
you fell short.
You wasted it.
Yeah.
So good. It reminded me a lot of, remember CM Punk's old promos against Raven in Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
When Punk was like, you had everything. You pissed it away for women and booze and pills. And here he is, the straight edge guy in a committed relationship.
That was all the you're an alcoholic like my father was an alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was really good promos back then.
But the Eddie Kingston and CM Punk thing, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend.
Oh, please.
Please YouTube it because it's the realest wrestling promo I've seen in a while. And they said a lot of real things. Kingston was kind of looked down upon by those guys in Ring of Honor at that time.
Yeah.
Kingston did have a problem making mistakes, bad choices, not even just nutritionally. And then, Kingston's follow-up line when he was like, nobody wants you here. Everybody else is afraid to say it. There's some truth to that. There is a lot of apprehension around Punk having joined AEW from some performers. And we're saying this because I know some of them. Like, there's some apprehension. But again, these guys, they help build the place.
Right.
They help. AJ Styles helped build Impact. Tell me he wasn't a little apprehensive when Kurt Angle showed up.
Oh,
just a little bit.
Well, no.
Well, maybe not Kurt Angle. That's a bad example.
I was about to say anybody at that time, Angle was so hot they wanted to work.
Okay. WCW pre-Hogan.
Yeah.
Guys like Flair and Luger and Sting, they weren't a little nervous about Hogan coming in and taking some of their shine.
They was.
So get that. And then, of course, there's the reverse. Punk means ratings, which means Khan pays Punk for ratings and Punk gets ratings. So
Punk is still the man of the people.
It's like the old guys used to say whenever they got mad about The Rock being on, in the main event of WrestleMania, even though that WrestleMania was key to make more money than any WrestleMania had ever made. So it's like, yeah, The Rock's in the main event, but you're all getting paid more and you're all getting on the biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
So shut up and enjoy the ride. Lots of great intensity in that promo. It looks like a real fight because there's some real tension. There's some real heat. There's also real history. Fucking great.
It sold the ticket for me.
Yeah. It's like Cornette says all the time. I can't make you believe that wrestling was real, but I can make you believe that I'm real.
Yes.
And Kingston and Punk.
Well, I'm telling you right now, there ain't okay, I'm going to say this, and it's not just because I like the guy. There is no one more real
than Eddie
Kingston, except maybe Nick Gage.
Yeah. But he's real in a totally
But here's
way.
The deal. Eddie Kingston tells you he's going to beat you up.
You believe
he's going to beat you up. Yeah. Like, he's not.
Also,
he has no reason to not beat you up.
Another guy, you can see the definitive difference in the types of wrestlers who are performers.
Yeah.
And the types of wrestlers who can get genuinely physical. What I mean by saying that is there are a lot of impressive professional wrestlers who've never been in a real fight.
Nope. I know one.
I know several. And you can always tell which guys can really fight and which guys do it for show. And Eddie Kingston is a guy on record and reported by, numerous people. Hi, Bethany. That he can actually fuck somebody up. So again,
Eddie Kingston doesn't look like he can't start a fight. I'm just saying.
I wonder if he can beat Punk in 1 minute and 37 seconds.
I'm going to go here real quick. We're going to do word association. Between me and you.
That's it.
I'm going to give you a name from a Ring of Honor guy. You tell me the first place that you put him in your mind. One-word answers. Let's do this. You ready?
Yep.
The Briscoes.
AEW.
Okay. Danhausen.
Impact.
Think he'd make a bigger splash.
I think he'd fit in perfectly there.
How about Matt Taven? Matt Taven?
MLW.
Dude with the peacock feathers. Can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Oh, neither can I.
Dude with the Young Boys comes out as a peacock, was a champion for a little while. Had the Young Boys that would come to the ring.
Yeah. NWA.
NWA, okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Jay Lethal. It's a hard one.
As much as I'd like to say AEW, I don't think he'd be the best fit there. I think bringing him into MLW and pairing him with some of their younger talent would be exceptional, but also another guy that could go to the NWA and make a huge splash. If you wanted to return to Impact, it'll get some viewers, but I think if you wanted to keep him away from Impact, and you would, that like him in the NWA would be something to see. Him wrestling guys like Aldis and Murdoch and Plunky. Well, shout out to Plunky.
I got two more for you.
Okay.
Silas Young.
Oh, NWA. All day. the last real man in professional wrestling, why they're not picking up the phone and calling him immediately is beyond me.
Rhett Titus. I think he would flourish in AEW.
See, and he probably could, if not for the likes of Lance Archer, Luchasaurus. And the same thing, it'd be the same thing if you went to Impact with guys like Jake Something and Madman Fulton. Because he's a bigger guy. He's going to be bigger than a lot of the guys on the roster. He might be a guy who just needs to go to Japan.
Jeff Cobb.
Japan.
Of course.
That's
where he's at now anyway, really. Okay. Well, we covered the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
We covered the releases and how stupid those were.
Yeah.
The injuries.
Yeah.
John Moxley's been covered. Is it about that time?
I believe it's about that time. It's time for our favorite segment, birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right. Let's see. Get birthdays. We're going to go back to Halloween.
All right.
Birthdays on Halloween.
Go be off 31st.
We had
all right, hold on.
Sorry, that's celebrity birthdays. I'll get to that in a minute.
Hold on. Do we want to go? All right. Let's like just for fun, not for points or anything, but just for fun, we'll keep like track of who gets closer. Do we want to do who's closest overall, or who's closest without going over?
Oh, for the ages?
Yeah.
Closest without going over.
All right, closest without going over.
Okay.
All right. For the kids at home.
I love that you said Price is Right style.
Yeah, for the kids at home. When we do this segment, if you've not seen it before, Max is going to name off some wrestlers and possibly some celebrities that follow or people that are associated with wrestling in some capacity. We guess their ages. We've never actually kept score on who gets.
We also have a bonus round that fits in with his celebrities' birthdays and stuff just for fun.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good idea.
All
yeah,
right.
so closest without going over.
Okay.
Gentleman's agreement. Put $1 on it.
I'll put $1 on it.
Gentleman's agreement.
All right. Now, I lied. Instead of Halloween, I'm going to go back to November 1st.
November
for
1st.
My wrestling birthdays. And
all right.
On November 1st, we remembered the great Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hands down greatest heel manager of all time.
Lost him in 2017.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah. 68.
He would have been 69 years old.
I didn't write the age.
Oh, okay.
You son of a bitch.
That's right.
He was born in 1944. I didn't write down the exact dates.
Somebody do the math. 2021 minus 1944.
63?
I don't know.
No.
73.
Yeah. No. 77.
77. Okay, he's up there.
I want to say.
Anyways, that one didn't count.
All right, let's go to November 6th.
All right.
November 6th.
Now the game is afoot. Actually, the game's the game.
Matsumoto.
What?
Matsumoto.
Oh, Matsumoto.
Shoot. I'll let you go first.
I'll say 54.
I'm going to go 53. Price is Right rule.
Turn 36.
36. Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong
Wrong
Matsumoto.
guy. So was I. But I win that point.
Matsumoto.
Hiroyu Matsumoto.
Actually, we both went over. I don't think.
Yeah, we both went over.
Let's see. Brutus Mengus. Had a birthday on the 6th.
I don't know who the fuck Brutus Mengus is.
Is it Brutus Magnus?
Matt. That's what I said. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, Magnus from
Magnus.
Impact Magnus?
Yeah.
Oh, 37?
36.
35.
Over. Damn.
Score.
I could have sworn it was 36.
Also on the 6th, Nick Aldis.
41.
42 years old.
35. Still no score.
Damn. We're losing today.
On the 7th, we remembered the great King Kong Bundy, 1955 to 2019.
Wow. That's a shame. But King Kong Bundy, man, most notably, in my opinion, King Kong Bundy's most notable for his Hogan cage match at WrestleMania 2.
Yes.
That's what sticks out in my mind. He was also part of the streak.
Yeah, and if you want to predate his work in some of the territories, it's just a fucking monster.
Monster, yeah.
So good.
Kind of what Vader was.
One of those old school big, back in the old school days of wrestling, if you were a big, ugly dude, you were a heel.
Yep.
But you had to be a heel. And man,
you had
King
to live.
Kong
You had
Bundy,
to live the gimmick for sure.
He got his shit in, bro.
Also on the 7th, which is today, Joey Ryan celebrates birthday.
Fuck
Joey Ryan.
But I'm gonna say 35.
No, fuck him. He gets no participation. Fuck him.
Yeah, that's true. It's Joey Ryan.
Right.
I never want that motherfucker's name brought up on this show again, unless I'm cussing.
So since Caleb opted out, do you get the point?
No.
No,
Fuck
I won't
that.
take the
Fuck
point
him.
for that. Fuck Joey Ryan.
For those of you who are unaware, Joey Ryan is a piece of shit. In real life. Not just like a bad wrestler or whatever. He's a human fucking pile of excrement.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry.
I
told you I was gonna. This show is not for y'all. This show is for us.
Well, how about Kazuchika Okada, IWGP?
Kazuchika Okada?
Yeah.
Kazuchika Okada is 32 years old.
Yes, he is.
What I said?
32.
33.
We both said 32. We both get a point.
Yeah, we both get a point.
He is the Rainmaker.
Good one.
Okada.
The Rainmaker, and he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, how about Y2J Chris Jericho on the 9th?
53?
54.
He will be 51.
51.
Both over.
Yeah. Oh, I seem to have skipped over Ted DiBiase Jr.
Junior.
Fuck him too. Bro, he just got indicted and has to pay back $4 million to whatever state he's from.
Over the church thing?
For stealing fucking government money from churches. He got fined $4 million. His brother got fined like $600 million. And the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase Sr., got fined like $275,000.
You know what they say, there ain't no rest for the wicked.
He's a piece of shit.
Just because I'm gonna go with the 38 years old.
Orton would be 41.
How about 38
years
old?
On, but
I nailed it. 38 years old.
You got to let me finish.
I thought you thought was your.
No, I said Orton would be 41, so I was trying to do the math.
I will take that point. Okay, but I was close. Or I was on.
You were right. You're right.
I knew he wasn't real old.
No, well, he's older. He's older than Cody, but younger than Randy.
Yeah,
and Cody's
also,
35.
Sharing his birthday would be Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's 37.
36.
36.
It's one for Luke finally. Two for Luke.
How about, let's see, we go to the 10th. Okay. Cowboy Bob Orton.
Ooh. I believe he's in his 60s.
73 years old.
I was going to say 67.
Caleb wins by default is 71.
71, yeah. Oh, wow. He's a little older than I thought he was then.
Yeah.
My dad beat him up. I have to remind everybody that story every single time his name gets mentioned. My dad beat him up. Fuck
anyway, moving on.
No, hey, this is my show. I will pontificate as long as I like, sir.
How about Peyton Royce?
Peyton Royce? Oh, she really young.
Subjectively, I'm going to say 28. But she
may
be younger than that.
I'm going to go 29.
29.
Because she's deceptively still pretty young.
She's
okay. Let's see. That's it for my wrestling birthdays.
That's it for the wrestling. Well, happy birthday, one and all.
He's here.
Let's go over here and let's find some bullshit. How about, hey, it's kind of wrestling related just a little bit. You ever go to the gym?
Yes.
Strap in.
You ever like work out in a gymnasium?
Sure.
You know, and then that brings up the word gymnasium. You know that traditionally in the gymnasium, everybody was naked.
Some gymnasiums they still
are. I have a point. Okay. Just go with me on this.
Feed me, Mama Bird. Feed me.
This goes to the word gymnasium, going to being from the Greek word gymno, which means naked.
I see.
And nasium, that means building.
So if you're an on-site doctor at a nudist colony, does that make you a gymnacologist?
That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt. That was well worth the whole ride there. Jesus.
Nailed it.
And on that, let's go to a couple celebrity birthdays.
All right.
On Halloween, Rob Schneider had a birthday. One of our favorite comedians.
49.
He's in his 50s, I would think. Has to be by now.
59.
59. I was right. I was closest.
Okay, you were closest.
Okay, let's point you.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, So with sharing
I
his
didn't know he was
birthday
pushing 60 though.
was Vanilla Ice.
Rob
Oh,
Van Winkle.
fuck.
It's not the same song. It's not the same song. His hi-hat does a different sound.
Would he be in his 60s yet?
No.
he's in his 50s.
No, yeah. 40,
50.
49.
I'm gonna say 53.
How about 55?
Got it again.
Got it again. He's 55 years old.
55.
It's ridiculous.
What did you say, Caleb? Did you say 59?
I said 55.
Oh, okay. I think you said 59.
Yeah. No, I said 50. I was the one closest. Whatever it was you said.
I said 49.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said 53.
Yeah.
We can run it back if we need
Okay,
to.
right.
That's my point.
All right.
Fix it.
Let's see
How
that
about-
in an instant replay.
Fantastic director, Mr. Peter Jackson.
Oh, God.
A little hobbit. 72.
I think he's a little younger.
He might
I'll
be.
say 65?
61.
61.
61. Also,
Hobbit.
on Halloween, we remembered everybody's favorite Uncle Buck, Mr. John.
John
Oh,
Candy.
Mr. John Candy.
1950 to 1994.
Oh,
44 years old.
What a shame.
Still had so much more
Comedic
room left,
genius.
too. Yeah.
Mhm. See, also sharing that birthday, also on Halloween. You remember Global Guts,
Yeah.
Mr. Mike O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley is 63 years old.
I don't have a clue what that is.
Mike O'Malley.
Guts, do you have it? Do you have it? You don't remember Guts?
No.
Nickelodeon, where they climbed the aggro
Global
crag and got
Guts.
a piece of the glowing.
Global Guts. The
Hold on.
aggro crag.
Hold on,
Don't
hold
remember
on.
any
The
of it.
super aggro crag.
Don't remember any of it.
He
was
was
in that
on-
show that married with no.
No.
What was the
Hold on.
What's
He
the name of
was
that?
in Mike O'Malley.
I'm 10 years
No, it
younger
wasn't
than
Mike
you.
O'Malley. That was the other guy that was in that TV show with him.
Yeah.
He was his friend and coworker. Was
Yeah, dude, he was a game show host of everything on
oh,
Nickelodeon.
he was amazing. Mike O'Malley was fantastic.
Mo Collins was the referee.
Turned 56
The woman
years
referee.
old.
56.
56.
I remember Secrets of the Hidden Temple.
Was Legends.
No,
of the
that
Legends
was,
of
that
the
was
Hidden
great.
Temple.
That was
I'd like
great.
to have
They're
that
making a movie
stricken
about
from the
that one.
record.
Yeah.
I'd like to have that
That's
stricken
it.
from the
I
record.
think they're
Secrets
like
of the
redoing
Hidden
that.
Temple.
Sorry, whatever.
Anyway, let's go.
My so-called life.
November 3rd.
I love My So-Called Life.
You
though. Jared
would.
Leto's a motherfucker in that show.
Yeah.
November 3rd. Dolph Lundgren
Oh,
celebrated his birthday.
If he dies, he dies.
73.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be in his 70s. I'll say 73 as well.
64.
What?
Wow.
Along with
Isn't Stallone pushing 70 though?
Stallone was a lot older than
I guess he
Dolph
was.
Lundgren though.
I could have sworn Dolph was older.
Lundgren was
Good for
always,
him.
Yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, good for him.
I mean, he looks rough, but good for him.
along with
Well, if you would have killed Apollo Creed, you'd have been in trouble too. You look like that.
He killed Apollo Creed. His wife still left
You
him.
killed it. You killed him then.
also on
Kill him.
November 3rd, Dennis Miller.
Dennis
Miller.
Ooh.
Oh God, 50s. No, 60s. 60,
71.
68.
68.
All right,
Wow, good one.
let's go.
Up by 2.
It's up by 2.
See,
Story of my
on
life.
November 11th. All right. Matthew McConaughey.
63 years old.
I don't know if he's in his 60s.
I
yet.
think he is.
I'll say 57.
52.
52. Wow, way off.
He shares his birthday with the Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio.
56 years old.
I'll say. I was thinking way younger than that. 51.
60 years old.
60 years old. Wow.
I knew he was up there because
He
he was on
looks
Dancing with
damn
the Stars.
good
He
for
was in his
60.
50s. Yep.
See, on the 6th,
I don't look that good now.
winner of 2 Academy Awards, 3 Emmys, 2 Golden Globes, and a whole lot more. Miss
How many
Sally
chip-
Field.
How many women's championships she's won? They show me shit. No, I'm just kidding. I know Sally Fields is a fan.
Sally
Everyone is a
Field,
fan
one
of
of,
Sally
one,
Field.
of, one of my favorite movie moms.
71.
74.
75.
75.
That
Got
goes
that
to,
one.
What'd you say, 74?
74.
That goes to Luke.
Sally Field.
Not gonna lie, I think I seen that on Facebook or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was.
Well, I share a lot of these on my Facebook. There's on our Facebook. There's a lot more too that I don't have here. That I share a lot of them on.
I got a buddy that I always have this debate with, like intentionally, where we debate the world the greatest actor. Go fuck yourself, Nick.
You do look good great for 40.
I hope I look as good as 40. No. Who is the greatest actress ever? And my argument is always Meryl Streep, and his argument is always Sally Field. That's tough. That's a tough cookie to crack.
That's a tough one because I think you're leaving out someone. Oh man, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. Put them in the comments. Wish Caleb a happy 57th birthday.
Let's go on. Let's see on November 9th.
I'm gonna let that slide.
The original Incredible Hulk. Sorry, Mr. Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. He's in his 70s by now. 75.
Gonna go 77.
About an even 70.
Wow. Good for him.
Isn't he deaf? Deaf in real life?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think he's deaf in one ear or something like that.
I am.
Well, we knew that.
Then on the 10th, sharing birthdays be Tracy Morgan and Sinbad.
Tracy Morgan.
To share a birthday? Sounds like a buddy comedy.
Are they the same age?
No.
Okay.
Sinbad
in his 60s for sure.
Sinbad's 71.
I'll say like 66.
How about 64?
60. Damn, I was so close.
Tracy Morgan
in his
42.
No, he's older than that.
I don't think he is.
I'll say 47.
How about 53?
Oh.
Wow, he is older than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then
I win that one.
Yes. Or didn't you both say older?
No.
No, okay.
No, he got the Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, we both went older for Sinbad.
Yeah. And how about on the 13th? The wonderful Miss Whoopi Goldberg.
I couldn't even begin to guess because she's always looked the same no matter what movie she was
79 years old.
I'll take a crack and say a little younger than that, maybe 70.
How about 66 years
66. Young?
Yeah. She's a lot younger than I thought she was.
But for that whole 20-year period where she was still making movies, she never aged. She looked the exact same in Ghost as she did
for a very long time, yeah.
Well, did you watch the new Stand? Because they really put the age on her in that new movie.
Yeah, they did.
No, she played Street Profits. Street Profits. The Meryl Streep Profits.
There you go. That
is Midler. So good. Oh, Bette Midler. She's up there.
All right. Now, how about some random bullshit?
Also, Barbara Streisand could be.
No, God,
no.
She's a good performer. Next, you're going to say Goldie Hawn.
No, fuck Goldie Hawn.
Hey.
I was spotted on the set of Blue Lagoon.
How about this for some freaky shit?
14
years before the Titanic sank.
How many years since the Titanic sank?
Is this about the book that was released before called Titania?
Yeah.
14 and about a boat.
Hang on. This is my segment, damn it.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Now, 14 years before the Titanic sank, Morgan Robertson wrote a book about a huge ship called the Titan. Hitting an iceberg and sinking, with many dying due to a lack of life rafts.
Yeah.
And how freaky is that shit?
It sounds like to me that the people who built that gigantic Titanic ship don't read.
Didn't read the book.
I guess they just didn't get the memo.
We told them 41 layers. They only put 40 on.
It's hard to get good help, man. Also, it's hard to get somebody to scoot the fuck over.
I guess that
on a door so a certain other person can get fucking warm.
Okay,
fuck Mythbusters.
First of all,
keep that going. Let's just talk about how smart humans are.
Oh, that's a short
We
conversation.
are so smart that can openers weren't invented until 48 years
after
the invention of the can.
There was a perforation tool that comes on Swiss Army knives that was released with a single handle.
Of course,
that would curve over. My grandmother
Yeah, your
grandmother's father still had
knew
one.
somebody. We don't care.
But yeah, it was a perforation.
They can look it up. I wasn't going to explain everything.
I would just like to draw everyone's attention to the chat.
Betty White.
Someone dropped Betty White in this conversation. I think that
Betty White is older than sliced bread.
Yes, she is.
Betty White, while an American classic, is definitely not in the category of Best Actress.
You can direct all of your hate mail to Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
She has several tricks in that particular pony, and they're very good tricks.
You bet your ass her tricks are good.
But
she's lovable as shit.
So are you in the right circumstances. That doesn't make you the best actress, Max. I mean, I guess it could. It's 2021.
He's lovable from a distance. He's also real lovable up close. He's been up close between us this whole time.
The tin can was first invented in 1810, and we didn't invent an opener for it until 1858.
Did you know that they're traditionally used wrong?
Probably.
People open them on the side of the rim. They're supposed to be used to open from the top of the can. I've never once opened up a can that way. That's why electric can openers open from the top of the can.
I never
thought about that, but yeah, you're right.
That's how they're supposed to be used.
From the side. Like I've always.
I clamped on the side
and rolled the top off that way. It's supposed to do it, but they're designed to do it from the top.
They're designed for the twist to be up top, not on the side of the can. So when you twist, it spins underneath you.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah.
All right. Well, how about this too? Did you know that we went to the moon before we figured out how to put wheels on suitcases?
I did not know that.
Was it a Samsonite?
1968, but a year later.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Yeah, we made it to the moon, and
Cicely Tyson. Is that Mike Tyson's cousin?
We didn't get wheels on a suitcase until 1972.
Well, those sons of bitches. You know who decided that was hippies. Hippies were like, hey, we got to carry all this shit. Let's put wheels on it.
Easy.
Except for it wasn't a suitcase, it was a cooler.
It was a cooler. And before that, it had a life raft around it so it could float. It floated before it had wheels. That's I guarantee you that.
Can it float? No, be a lot cooler if it could.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
How about, what do you think the job title with the highest death rate would be in the United States?
Hold on. Let's read the last part. Cicely Tyson. You be careful. He'll eat your fucking children.
Highest death rate?
Yeah, the job with the highest death rate in the United States. What do you think it might be?
Scaffold workers.
Anybody who works for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Ooh, yeah. How about the title of President of the United States? 9% of our presidents have died during presidency, apparently.
Oh, wow.
That's actually really cool.
And all of them die eventually.
Most dangerous job in the United States.
Apparently. Oh, yeah. Did you see it suck the life out of Obama when he was in office? He was a nice young man.
You see how fast that hair turned?
Yeah.
How about one more?
Reagan twice and missed both times.
They did. Last one of those was just to let it marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
You think camels?
Camels. All right, everybody in the chat, strap in.
Here we go.
Where do you think most camels would be? Where do you think of when you think camels?
In the Middle East.
I think stuff I can't say on this camera. Yeah, I'm gonna say in the Middle East.
Hey,
like maybe Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah,
something
like that.
Possibly.
Just throw that out there.
Could be close. Yeah.
Do you know that in fact, Saudi Arabia imports camels from Australia?
I did not know that.
And that I will let marinate.
Hey, O'Connell, looks to me like I've got all the horses.
Hey, Benny, looks like you're on the wrong side of the river.
What? What's Jesus's favorite? Never mind.
Oh, no, you've got to go. It's okay. It's smart, not for children. Shoot. One of them shoots. Right there.
More bullshit to come next week.
Come on, man. Give us your Alec Baldwin. Let's do this.
What's Jesus's favorite gun?
What is Jesus' favorite gun? I apologize to everyone this is going to offend. Go ahead.
A nail gun.
It's a nail. A horrible, horrible person. He used to be stopped.
What's his favorite drink?
What?
The holy bartender.
That's messed up. That's fucking
What's
messed
that?
up. I don't.
Well, you don't know how to make a holy bartender?
I know how to make a holy
Caleb,
bartender.
could you hold that for me for a second?
All right, y'all. Before we cut class here, anybody got any questions, comments for us while we got you on the line?
Statements about how horrible those last jokes were.
Get your camels from Australia.
Yeah, you don't. Well, you want them. Them are the good ones floating around. You want the Australian camels.
I didn't even know they had camels from Australia.
They have wallabies too.
Wait a minute. So both camels and kangaroos come from the same place?
Yeah.
Giant rabbits and weird horses? Spiders the size of house cats?
Dude, spider season in Australia ain't no fucking joke, man. I don't even want to talk about it. Huh. Anywho,
Now's the time.
I'm glad that you stayed Pro Wrestling Throwdown and are talking about camels and junk.
Hey, look, we told you this episode.
You knew
for
what this
us.
was when you signed on. You knew what this was.
We do certainly appreciate, however, everybody tuning in. As always, before hopefully Nick is writing something, or maybe Bethany. But I'll go ahead and plug the social medias if you don't. Oh, hold on. Best wrestling company you worked for, not presently, and worst company.
Best company I ever worked for. I'm gonna say the one I work for now. It's been pretty chill there.
Yeah.
As far as worst company, we all know what the worst company was because we's all there.
The Ariana, baby.
The fucking sweatbox.
I'll tell you which one, because I don't really know best, but I'll tell you which one I remember most fondly was RPW. Because regardless of what we were doing there, we always had fun. And it was a shitty little place but sometimes we drew big crowds and sometimes we didn't, but we always had managed to have a great time at RPW. Despite what anybody remembers about it or what anybody says about it, it was a blast sometimes. Worst, yeah, well, that goes without saying, Nick. That's an unfair question.
Yeah, it's kind of a loaded question.
Ring was supposed to break his fall, not his collarbone.
Yeah, right?
Caleb,
so anyway,
316 says that just broke your collarbone.
That's right. If we have any other questions, go ahead and get them out here, and I will settle on all counts. Agreed. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can email us at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. The subscribers help us get our numbers up, get our content up, and eventually we'd like to be in a position where we can monetize this page, which would be super cool. I have to no longer swear on camera, which I think would be a big hurdle.
Well, the monetization also helps us afford to run contests for gifts for the subscribers. Yeah. We want to make this as legitimate with as many people who want to get on board and take this ride with us. We're at 135, standing tall, standing pretty.
Yeah.
Everything's up on our channel. We're having a good time and good content's being made.
That's right. Well, guys, that is going to wrap us up for today. The November 7th, 2020 edition of 2021. What is wrong with me? 2021 edition of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Yeah. From us to you, as always.
Hold on.
Well, go ahead. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, brother. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Let's keep it in the ring.
Okay, you ruined the whole thing.
I didn't ruin nothing.
You ruined it. Glad this is over.